Hi folks, and welcome back to the Travels of Red Rover. We are Shawn and Corinne, photographers, travelers, and adventurers. This week we visit the Episcopal Chapel of the Transfiguration and Menor's Ferry, both located in Moose, Wyoming, also known as the Grand Teton National Park. We hope you have a great time, buckle up, and let's get started.
Good morning. We're here at the Chapel of Transfiguration in Moose, Wyoming. Now, you may have heard of this church. It's located at the southern end of the Grand Teton National Park, and you can see the Tetons in the background here. This particular configuration of the Tetons is known as the Cathedral Group, and this church was built with such a view that as you look from the pews across the altar, the window in the back frames the Cathedral Group. The chapel's a log construction and was built in 1925, and it was built to serve the needs of the local ranches and their guests. This was prior to the establishment of the national park, and so it served the people here of Moose for many years, and it's just a gorgeous little church. Unfortunately, due to COVID restrictions, we can't access the inside to show you the picture from the interior. We were fortunate to visit this church last fall when we came to do some fall colors, and we're going to share with you a few pictures from the church when we were here in the fall colors and a few pictures of the interior.
So it was really important to be able to get across the Snake River here in Moose. And just behind me here is a replica of the ferry that Maud Noble, a woman of the time, ran in order to get people from one side to the other. And what you can't see right at the moment is the river is running very, very fast. So it must have been a fairly exciting crossing sometimes.
It turns out that the fast-flowing river is a major component in actually steering a craft across the river. Once you lay out the cable from one side to the other, you then attach a line to the cable that allows you to steer a float. By letting a little bit of the forward float out, it would drive the craft across the channel, and if you wanted it to stay steady, you would then equalize the ropes between the two pontoons. A very efficient and clever way to get across the river.
This location for the ferry was sited originally by Bill Miner, and it was called the Miner Ferry. He found this section of the river was advantageous to a ferry crossing because there was only one stretch of river to cross. In most of the other parts of the Snake River that go through Jackson Hole, it's a braided river with several branches that are running parallel. So in this location, the ferry would only need to take you across one section and you'd be on the far side. In the distance, the new crossing is downriver, a nice man-made bridge. No more ferries required. Later on, the ferry was taken over operation by Maud Noble, and her cabin is also located in this area. Bill's original cabins are here, and smokehouse and storehouse as well, so there's some other features to look at while you visit the ferry. There was a very important meeting held in this cabin, the Maud Noble cabin, on July 26, 1923. They had invited the superintendent of Yellowstone National Park down to meet with residents of Jackson Hole, and they proposed the formation of a new area of park down here, which ultimately became the Grand Teton National Park. One of the important people that made this park come to fruition was Rockefeller. He had a property here over closer to Jenny Lake area, I believe, and he encouraged the superintendent of Yellowstone to come down and meet with him around this area. And he showed him the beautiful views of the Tetons and the meadows and the wildlife. And he said, soon this is going to be all gone because it's being all sold for private property. If we don't pick it up at a moment very soon, it will not be able to happen. And so Rockefeller used his money with the approval of Albright to buy up many of the private homeowners that were already here in their homesteads, and ultimately acquire the acreage needed to create the national park.
We hope you enjoyed this week's short video and will join us again in the future. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to keep track of us, please subscribe. If you'd like to know when we release videos, hit that bell button. And finally, and as always, please don't hesitate to leave a comment, a thought, or an idea. We love hearing from you. Thank you for joining us, and bye for now.